Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. Let's make some of these adjustments. I swear these streams are just perfect, right? We love the way that it works. Hi, everybody. How are we doing out there? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. This is episode 10. Yeah, 10. We've hit second digit now, which is good, on our third series in the Eberron Sprawl. It's perfect. I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys are as well. This is episode 10 of Whispers the Vampire's Blade. My cast and crew are with us. Cobalt will be with us shortly. He has to do some family things first. But when he returns, I'm thinking by the top of the hour, we will be in full steam ahead. So, let's talk about what happened last time as I
turn the shared chat.
As I share chat right now. Yeah.
Bang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's rolling. So, last time we played, guys, what happened? There was a lot that kind of happened. So, what are you thinking?
We're fucked.
Yeah. How bad is it?
I don't know. How bad is it?
I mean, what's your knee-jerk reaction? What do you think?
I mean,
turned the room into the void and said, "You're all
Look,
mine."
no more secrets. I think that's a big win.
True.
Everybody's,
That is a big win.
yeah.
you know, there was a big above table push to use every single possible, pulled out every stop to stop Ivan from gaslighting.
Yeah.
Bro, I just couldn't
Which
do
was
it
secretly
anymore.
that's not so secretly what Frost wanted anyway. Frost didn't like doing
Yeah.
it. So
Above
it worked
board.
out.
Above board.
It is hard. It's hard to like gaslight your entire party for a long period of time.
Well, especially the new kid. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, let's admit it though. I was pretty good at it.
You were too good
Yeah,
at it. You didn't even have to
yes.
roll for that shit half the time. I don't like that.
It's
A little
wild.
spooky.
When you have so much natural charisma about you, as long as you say things the right way, it's not necessary if you don't provoke that sort of like that upturned eyebrow, that question mark that lingers on people. You only have to roll the bluff when it's not believable or when there's enough evidence to represent it as not being believable. If people just believe, like, Ivan's never lied to me before, why would he suddenly lie to me now, right? Why would we suddenly have to make a bluff roll unless you have doubts?
He's so good at Balatro. Why would he lie to me?
There are also times that if Ivan could roll like a 40 on a bluff check, no matter how strong his bluff is, if your character has been lied to by Ivan that many times, you can just flat disbelieve him. You think he's a liar. And he's silver-tongued, quick-witted, and he's very sharp, but he's a liar. Right? Like that could be that kind of thing. You may not necessarily ever believe anything that comes out of his mouth, but he's not given you reason to doubt it up to this point until right now, where he spilled some beans. He let out some truths.
They kind of became everybody's problem a little bit.
Yes.
We met the passenger.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice enough
Yeah.
fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you found out that your memories were stolen.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. That was glad we talked about that one.
And it's all water under the bridge now.
I mean, I wouldn't say water under the bridge, but
maybe
you know,
it's a
we
little
haven't.
deeper than that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
little focused on the void baddie that just left Frost's body real quick.
Why is everybody a baddie to you?
I'm weird.
I don't. Yeah.
Same though.
Is she wrong? I don't know. I think that's accurate. Everything's a baddie in D&D.
Yeah. And look, everything's fuckable in D&D.
Are
Okay,
we
let
the
me have
baddies?
this.
Wait, how long have you been playing
Facts.
D&D? Oh my god.
She's caught on real quick.
Yeah, no shit. That's wild. Wow.
I played Baldur's Gate. I learned.
True. Okay, fair. I can't.
Every
blame
NPC is trying to fuck you in that game.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the second I fucked Karlak, I stopped playing because I had achieved my goal.
They're like, that's it. I'm good.
Mood.
Mood.
Pack it in, folks.
Mhm.
You're the Starian.
So part of your agreement, Ivan Frost, was that you didn't ever discuss the Keeper. I said, don't tell anybody. He reminded you with frequency to never tell anybody. How do you think
And then he
that's
said
gonna?
fine.
How do you think that's gonna go over?
Listen, he said, "Fine, do it." His fault.
Is it?
Yes. No, I would have. I like literally if he had not said fine, I would have continued to gaslight. But he gave me permission. I'm worried that if I don't listen to him, he's gonna hurt my family. But he said fine. I successfully swindled him.
Fucking got his ass.
That's cute.
I did. Tell me I
don't like
did. I
that.
kind of own.
Bub's like, oh, you think you did something? That's
I
cute.
did.
You did a thing. I don't necessarily know if it's full on swindle. The keeper is old enough to know better, and
And yet,
And yet, his ass got.
my mom tells me that all the time. And yet, guess who pooped their pants last night?
And that's all water under the bridge.
Perfect. Okay. Well, yeah, you guys got to meet Keeper. Keeper had said quite a few things. The description of the Keeper. First and foremost, I got to know, how did you guys feel about the introduction of the Creeper? Or the Creeper. The Keeper, that too.
That was really cool, actually. That was pretty
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, that was really cool. You can it's like showing his real power, you know? It shows how much he's been holding back.
Yes.
Yeah. I was worried for a second. For some reason, I didn't understand that it was the keeper at first, and I thought it was the bartender that I misgendered that was like smiting me. and
That would be
was,
Baldur's Gate. Okay, that.
And I was panicking for a second, and then I was like, "Oh no, this is just gonna happen. That's fine."
Yeah.
It was very cool though.
Yeah, I actually just rewatched the end of that episode, and as the declaration of the pact was extended, the femme presenting of the group had two very different faces. Marian was like the whole time, and Tracy was just like, "What the fuck?" Her face was perfect. The stark contrast between the two of them were perfect. So yeah, there's some implications. I would like to know. In a perfect world, obviously you're not going to let the keeper sort of overtake you. It's not going to happen. It totally makes sense. Why would you? But let's just play a little game for a second. Hypothetically, if he were, what do you think he might say? What sort of gift or offer might he lay before you to tempt you?
Memories back.
Want my memory back.
What would he give to tempt us?
Yeah.
I mean, he also could be just like talking on the individual scale, you know? It might not be the whole group. He's probably going to have a conversation with each of you.
I feel like my character doesn't really like that she's a hag and other things. So I don't know. That's kind of her biggest thing. It's just like, I don't like what I am. So maybe he could kind of just be like, I can make this stop happening to you and you will look very normal to other people. Would be my guess.
Okay.
Anju gets his horse back.
Oh my
No, because that'd
God.
be crazy.
That might convince Anju, TBH.
What about Sera?
I know, it's like Sera has everything she's already like made a whole ass deal already.
Mhm.
I'm not looking for any more bargains or pacts. I'm good. I'm settled with my new deity. So
Yeah. Okay.
good luck.
Yeah,
trying
good
to-
fucking luck, kid. All right. I hear you. All right. So then I ask, because he's not here right now, what do you think he offers to Cain?
He could,
Knowledge.
I think he could potentially test whether or not
Yeah,
Cain
knowledge.
is like actually not power hungry anymore.
Your Cain
He
voice was
is.
perfect. I thought he was here for a second, Tracy. It was great. Knowledge.
Here I am.
Yeah. Knowledge. Yeah. To test him would be good. So do you think it's just going to be that simple? Or is there going to be more. I guess my question is, Ivan, Frost, do you think any of them will buckle?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think any of them will resist?
Yes.
Can you name who for each so we know your expectations, or is that?
Here, I'll DM Bub right now
Okay.
with everybody's name and a buckle or no buckle.
I got it. I'm watching. Sorry, chat. You guys don't get to know.
It'll just be for the end of the episode, you know?
Yeah. I love this. This clairvoyance is kind of nice.
Oh, we're making these decisions today?
Is this
Oh.
why we're getting DMs that you
Mhm.
forewarned us about
Mhm.
potential secrets? Damn.
Fuck, man.
All
I
right.
just woke up, bub.
I'm feeling incredibly indecisive today. This is not
Oh, boy.
gonna be good for me.
Not a good day to make some big decisions for your character.
No.
So can I get an above table rundown of what's going on with Ivan and this, like, you know, because I know, but I just want to make sure everybody else knows exactly what's happening.
Sure. Yeah. Ivan took a deal. It was a negotiated pact. The pact was essentially that Ivan become host and vessel for a figure, the dark patron of his mother, his birth mother, under the guise that the family is left alone. He wanted to ride onto Ivan because Keeper is searching for the daughter of Kyber. That's Tiamat. Therefore, Keeper wanted Cain. And once Keeper made his way into the group and saw everyone collectively come back together, they quickly realized that Tiamat was no longer with Cain, but still knew that Cain was associated, so was watching, waiting, been offering gifts, void-like gifts to Ivan every time he's needed it. Well, every time he's paid for it. I think that's more apt way of describing that. Ooh, that's really interesting because that was also my guess, Frost. That's a strong read. Yeah, that's also my guess. Okay.
Maybe I should be the DM. Who knows?
That would be cool. That would be cool. I'd be down to see that. Other things occurred. Our session wasn't just about meeting Keeper. It was a large part of it, but there were other things that kind of happened. Let's start at the very beginning, okay? Our episode began with the communication of the group. You guys had to figure out how to handle someone. You had a body. The body of Grilsha Stellos. You collectively decided that you wanted to move the body after arguing about burning it, breaking it, burying it. You didn't have shovels, so you decided
That was funny.
You decided on carrying it out into the woods. Not first, without Marian retreating, which brought me to my second note.
All right.
Marian's body rapidly began changing in front of everyone else, including herself, the moment that she touched the flesh of Grilsha Stellos. She fled into camp and hid away in her tent. There was conversation left in camp between Sera and Ivan. What was that about?
I'm trying to remember how Ivan broached the subject, but Sera, well, Ivan was doing his thing that he always does.
Doing his thing.
That he just like tries to like goad people into talking, which he's very good at. And oh my gosh, how did he get Sera to open up? I'm trying to remember now.
It was I remember
Silver tongue.
You were like, I'm just thinking, and he was like, well, give me a thought then. And then he shared a thought with you and was like, and now you owe me one.
Oh
I was
my
very
God.
invested. I'm a good
Unreal.
watcher.
Yes,
You
that
do still
was
owe me one. That is true.
That was what it was. I was just trying to be alone in my thoughts, and Ivan just had to ask about it. And Sera did tell him about her new god and things like that. And yeah, that she did actually kind of open up to Ivan a bit there.
Okay.
So he got what he wanted.
What do you think the overall reservations are in regards to the Fury? Do you think that's going to be a bit more accepted? Are they reserved to? How do you feel like they're going to handle that?
I feel the Fury is going to be less accepted. Is going to be more of the especially because our interactions with the Fury was like these demon succubus sword that I think is a little questionable. So if I start telling people that I made, I'm falling asleep, but it's probably not good or not as favorable as like this like lawful good god that I previously followed.
Sure.
But I think Sarah's demeanor and behavior is different, so that I feel more
She's
like
all out of fucks to
free.
give.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like I'm more free, But I'm still standing up for what I believe in.
Yeah, I don't think the party is gonna have any issues with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, we've all. It's I don't know. It just always comes back to like it's pretty mundane in the grand scheme of the shit that we've done and seen.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah, some horny like solo god that only exists because you started praying. Sure, whatever. That's cool. Flaming arm, fuck it. Throw it in the pile. That's weird shit that we've seen.
That's true. I think
we care about you.
Yes, you're right. I think the party overall is probably actually would be pretty chill about it.
Speak for yourself. Marian's a crazy shit virgin. Thank you very much. She's very new to this.
Clutches her pearls.
We make characters after ourselves all the time. Like everybody's saying that line.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. True, but rude.
It's perfect. Thank you for that. I you know what? It's really an interesting insight. That of the people that you broke it to was Ivan first and foremost. Especially given the nature of what you know now.
Yes. Meanwhile, Ivan didn't tell me shit at the time about his secrets. So.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been very close to the cuff on a lot of details. He took a vicious wound across the chest, of which he later exposed was no longer there. The scars running the length of his hands that actually split the webbing between his fingers. Scars are no longer there. Everything is fine. He somehow recovered. Unnaturally so, more so than everybody else has. You literally had to give an arm to your god. That's massive. And you got something that doesn't even functionally work regularly as an arm unless you are emotionally motivated. Whatever this thing is that is inhabiting Frost, or in this case Ivan, is potent, to say the least. You know some things about Keeper. Not enough.
Nobody knows his name.
Exactly. You know what he's allowed you to refer to him as is the Keeper. But you guys made your way into Trollenport. You stabled your horses. You met a carpenter by the name of Nox. Nox gave you some details, right? He hooked you up with some information in regards to silver nails and the possibility of there being a vampire. And he just wasn't buying the bullshit. He didn't buy into it even a little bit. He called you on it. How did you feel about Nox, the gnome?
He was really cool.
He's a really old guy. Just sick of the world. Kind of had his fill. But
He could be my best friend.
don't tell Stuart that. Or Gunny, for that matter. You've been throwing that around a lot recently. He's my best friend.
Oh, you can have multiple, or I'm polyamorous. Fine.
Fine, that's fair. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Polyfriendly.
You know, Gunny is not going to understand that, and Stuart's not going to know any better. So, you know what? Live your best friend life, of course. What did Nox tell you about not only coffins, but silver nails or vamp? What did you find out? Like, what kind of information? Anything pertinent?
Basically, he's the guy.
Yeah.
If Lucan's gonna get something made, it's either gonna be super heavily underground or him. There's really no other options.
Where would you go?
Underground is gonna be weird.
Yeah, to find the underground group, where would you go, or what would you look for?
Oh fuck, what was that?
I wrote down Silent Knot criminal organization. Is that?
It's true. You were given the name of a group called the Silent Knot. Yeah. And you guys sought I think it was the seediest tavern in all of Trollenport,
Right.
which went by
Yeah.
what name?
Leaky
That's
something.
You're there. You're on it. The Leaky what?
I think I wrote it down.
Penis.
It's not penis, I assure you. The Leaky Quill. The Leaky Quill.
You sure? Are you not? Are you sure?
I'm certain,
Sounded right to
actually.
me.
It's just like a chlamydia reference, right? Like it's a.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Pretty sure.
It's the sketchiest in town. So
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe one day it will be, or it was even penis, but we're gonna go with Quill
Yeah.
for
Leaky Quill.
the sake of the story. Perfect. Yeah. Great. What did you learn at Leaky Quill? What stands out about this place?
It's like half on the water. Like
It
looks
is.
like it's like about to fall into the water.
Mhm.
Bad windstorm would just send it.
Yeah, it's not a great place. You were told to seek someone at the Quill. You wanted some information. This was particularly a Sera and Anju moment. More importantly, it was an Anju moment.
Yeah, because I remember as we were going there, that's when I got out.
Yeah.
So then it
Yeah,
was like,
Anju.
let's go there to then
I thought I did great.
have a place to talk quietly. So I kind of just forgot everything else.
The man that you spoke to, he told you a few things. He said, first and foremost, we trust the trust, but we don't talk about the trust. The trust is not something that we talk about. We just trust them.
Yeah, there's like some
Mhm.
secret police that if you go against like the established order in town, they will disappear you within a couple of days or something.
Yeah, they blank.
Mhm.
They
And we were
blank
kind
body
of
you.
like, yeah, just keep an eye out for some weirdos or whatever.
Yeah, but you sought out.
Yeah, the trust is like the deleters.
Pretty much, yeah. He said if you wanted to find someone who can inform you on these things, or at least to help you in that direction, seek out Blink at the Leaky Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blink. Okay. I think you guys have all of the information. Was there anything that I missed? Anything in my notes? Aside from obvious backpack shenanigans.
I just have the word Krell written down.
It's a pretty big one, yeah.
That's who we
I
got.
mean, it's in all caps, but I don't know what it means.
That's who we gotta find.
Okay, Krell is. Yeah, I knew that.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Then we will pick up basically where we left off. If you recall, our situation was stationed directly at the Leaky Quill. The room had begun to drown itself in the sensation of shadow, of this bleak and swallowing darkness that overtook everything that you've come to know, as Ivan's body slowly began to elevate from the chair. His feet lifted from the floor. His arms slowly began to outstretch when something
Jesus.
manifested behind him. This figure was not like anything that you had previously seen. At this point, you're used to seeing vampires. You're used to seeing a variety of monsters, manipulators, individuals who move things like puppet strings in the darkness. But this was a figure that was dipped in ink black void. Something from a place beyond this plane of existence. You came to know it as the Keeper. The Keeper had said unto you that the pact is now extended. And so it shall be. In this moment, as it was speaking through Ivan, where you have witnessed his mouth moving and his eyes lulled to just the point where the tiniest bit of iris is revealed. Only the whites of the lower part of his eye shows. The voice that emanated something unearthly, something from a different place.
The pact shall be extended.
And in that moment, you didn't know exactly what that meant. You had no idea what was coming to you. And now for each of you, aside from Ivan, I'm sending you a message. Each of you will be delivered this directly, first and foremost, privately unto yourselves. This is a message from Keeper. And as this body...
He's actually also talking to me too, but like...
Yes, he is.
He's just chatting.
As his body hangs in front of you, looming over the table, and each of you begin to hear this manifestation of voice, a series of thoughts that begin to run through your mind rapidly at 1,000,000 miles a second as you begin to register and trigger what's happening. Ivan's mouth opens yet again.
Ivan, did you think confusion would excuse disobedience? Did you believe your stammering confession, drenched in foolishness and sweat, was enough to unravel our agreement? To validate your own selfish actions?
Silence lingers for a moment. It's not empty. This is completely full.
No, the pact is not broken. It's you. It's you that's bruised, bleeding on the wrong altar. So, listen well, little host, for I will only say this once. Your flesh will remember what your tongue has betrayed. You will wake with something missing. A name, a word, a favorite song. And each time you speak of me again, something else will fade.
The voice tightens around your skull now, slowing and squeezing Ivan.
You may still carry me, but no longer in confidence. Now you carry me in consequence.
But then quieter, almost in an unnatural loving tone.
Let this lesson sleep in your marrow. Let it flavor your every thought. And if they ask you what it cost, be sure to remind them, never enough.
Ivan's eyes open again, rolling to meet all of you. As he peers down across the table, seeing each of you in that moment, I imagine some of you have very shocked looks across your face. Not only is this a sight that you've never witnessed previously of Ivan, but now you see that there is something more. As you glance around the room, behind you, nothing moves. No light shimmers. Everything has been swallowed and sunk into castor oil. Everything moves not at all. It's like you're staring at an image, a picture that's been stuck behind the wall of glass. The Keeper speaking again through Ivan.
You are hunted, watched, tracked like dogs. But I could pluck your names from their ledger.
His hand rises again now, pointing to your finger, Sera, on the hand that is not burning. You follow it down in this invisible line straight down to the finger that was adorned with a ring given to you by a man, an elven man of House Thorani by the name Binder.
I could wipe your faces from the agents' minds, Even if he saw you, the Dreambreaker wouldn't remember you. And if you'll allow it, Ivan's father left untouched. I will unravel this thread by thread until it never was. And all that I ask,
His voice grows hungry, close, pressed to your eardrums.
is passage. Let me follow you into House Thorani. Let me inside, and I'll give you your freedom. Say yes. Let me inside the lie, and I will erase the consequences of truth.
And in that moment, when truth lingers for that second, hanging on the slurred H, that noise, the breath that comes from Ivan's voice, a single light breaks the shadow. And the woman, the barkeep that Marian thought was a man, she steps through. It's now that you realize, because you can see the clothes. Loose-fitting, almost like harem-like pants, and sort of a bit more of a low-cut top that shields important things to this figure, with this sort of must-pixie cut. She has one eye, the other patched with a sapphire gem right over the coif. She steps in, just into view, breaking the silence around the table, and she sets a single candle down that burns this blooming blue. She's not very tall compared to the table itself, because most of the patrons here, aside from a few being gnomes, are those ne'er-do-wells that find their way into seedy taverns, and it happens to be most of the talls of the world that finds her in company. She places her hand on her side. I think that'll be enough for now of that. You can finish your sideshow another place. Your tricks aren't unknown here, but I think you should probably stop. And Ivan's body begins to slowly fall as the shadows pull back, away from everyone, and rolls like a carpet into him. Ivan, your shadow is absorbed back unto you, and you have control over your person yet again. And now you see her. She places a hand on the table with an audible tone. Wasn't exactly expecting that sort of sideshow. Good thing to always be prepared. You have unusual company that you keep. She glances back around her at the rest of the bar patrons. They're now starting to turn because they had no idea what was even occurring. She looks back to them. Avert your eyes. Go back to your drinks. Look at the bottom of the barrel. She turns back to you. Maybe you should leave. Or you can entertain me with what exactly I just witnessed.
No, leaving's good. Leaving's good.
I mean,
How were you able to just actually out of how is she I kind of missed, she was able to just like disperse of what just happened?
she just like popped in.
She
Yeah.
just,
She had a special
broke
candle.
through it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The candle still burns on the table. It's not very tall. It's probably 2 to 3 inches tall. The wick
Okay.
is like 3 to 4 times the length of that, and it seems to burn this almost spiraling, like blooming blue flame.
Did the whole bar just listen to her when she said to avert their eyes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we should befriend this person. I think she seems nice. She seems like a powerful figure to, she wants is a little bit of information.
Yeah, did you not just hear that if I give any information, I get my shit stolen, bro? That happened like 10 seconds ago.
It's already over with, right? It's only one time.
Mm,
I haven't really said anything in character. I'm just like,
perhaps we should
I feel
go.
like she can
Yeah.
This could be a safe haven for us, perhaps.
We're. Well, we're.
I'm sorry for disturbing you. Is there maybe somewhere we could go that's more private?
I told them to look away. They won't look back. I'm the owner of this establishment. My name's Isla, but everyone calls me Blink.
Blink, that's...
I can't really explain to you what happened.
Well, you talked plenty.
If it makes you feel better, we're also confused. So
You're the person. You're the nice lady we're looking for.
I don't know why you'd be looking for me.
Right. Yes, Blink.
That's what I said.
I can't remember. Well, okay. We're looking for.
Sorry, that's
We're
my
looking
first
for
time doing that.
someone who's even more unsavory than any of us or anyone in this room. We're looking.
And
for
you
a
were pointed to
vampire.
me. Oh.
A vampire. Please, is a vampire.
Well, most of our clientele seem to be drinking Bottomwell bourbon, if they happen to stand it, but no, I don't think that we've had a lot of vampires here.
Have you, by chance, heard any whisperings of vampires rolling through town recently?
No, am I supposed to?
Perhaps. There may be
No,
one coming through
someone-
Trollimport.
Do you know someone in the underground that could make a coffin?
It's a very unique series of questions that you've led with. You're seeking a vampire and a coffin.
Well, that would actually make sense because vampires need to sleep in coffins during the day, and we broke the guy's coffin, so he needs to get another one made. Otherwise, he's gonna die.
Of course.
well, I feel like not everyone knows that. I don't feel like that's like that's new knowledge to me. So maybe we shouldn't assume that
Dumbass.
people. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't. You know.
Rude.
I'm a cranky waker. It is sorry. That was uncalled
Yeah.
for. Right?
Yeah, a little bit. You just admitted you like stole my memories, and now you're like calling me dumbass. We'll discuss that later.
Interrupted his cursed little nap.
Remember your memory says what? You know, because it sounds like you do.
So besides that, yeah, we're coffins. No, know anybody who makes them?
I know a gnome who makes a mean coffin.
No, not him. He's legit. He's cool. I like him. He could be my
Well,
best friend.
which
How
it
do you
might
know
not
it's
be
the
the
same-
same guy.
Yeah. What's his name?
What's the name of this?
Old guy runs
Carpenter?
a shop. Totally legit.
Holly Knox. Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not an underground coffin maker.
No, he's got quite the reputation. He's the best carpenter in town, honestly.
Who's the best worst carpenter in town?
Do you know a person named Krellin?
Like morally
That's the
dubious.
person's name. Pub is that?
Yes, that is his name.
It's not
Or
Krillin.
Krell.
No.
Krell.
Krillin?
Not
No,
Dragon
we're-
Balls.
That's not.
Who was Krell again?
There's not a person named Krell. We're looking for something that has to do with Krell, but we're not really sure what Krell is, right?
Can I get a diplomacy?
For me?
Yeah, since you're kind of leading this, I'd like a diplomacy from you. Okay. That's pretty good. Krell. Like Krell. Krell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there's
yes.
there's a diplomat here that goes by Krell. I think her name was Nea Ear Krell. Yeah. Yeah, there's some sort of high society function happening in 2 nights at the Ondarian Embassy. I think it's
2 nights.
I think. What did he say? Wick! And you see a portly, like real big beer belly-esque gnome kind of stumble from the kitchen. He says, yeah! Like that, eyes kind of wide. What was happening over there at the Ondarian Embassy again? Oh, it's the Diplomat's Masquerade Ball.
Let's
Oh,
go.
that sounds so fun.
Okay.
A masquerade ball, guys.
I love. Wait, do you like dancing too, Sarah?
That's
Of
where a
course I
vampire
love
goes.
dancing.
That's where a vampire
That-
goes just on
not-
vibes.
That's not something I would have gotten from the person that likes to murder and pray.
That worships a god of love. Where do you think love starts? It starts in dancing.
Me personally, not a
Is
fan
that
of
still
disguises.
You worshiping? You're still worshiping a god of love?
That is beside the point. It is still something very important to me.
Now you're into dance
So-
battles.
This this masquerade ball is where we may be able to meet.
You mentioned it's a high society event, so I assume they don't just let anybody in.
It's the embassy. It's the embassy.
How does one acquire a emissary
You just need, like-
diplomat pass?
Probably
Just
by
nice
invite.
robes, or
Could you get us an invite?
you know a guy?
She looks at you, especially after the line of questions that you've just like fired at her, and
We're just
We're
like
really-
looking as innocent as possible.
We're really playing it.
she
Don't
she
you
kind of
like us?
she scratches at the corner of her eye. For you, no, I can't.
Why?
Were you not just privy to what happened to you? You're not even dressed up, and you decided to float from the table, and you let some darkness emit from you, and, well, frankly, it's bad for business.
Well, you're not going to be at the embassy.
You don't know that.
Listen, there's a vampire that is invading the town and is possibly going to try to take over and kill everybody. We don't really know what he's after, but he's got a really cool blade that's admittedly kind of badass looking, and he's going after Krell, or he's working with Krell. We don't know yet. We need to figure that out. We need to go, and we need to go now. You might not be safe. If you go to that ball, if you go to that dance, you might have danced your last dance. You might step on the floor and boogie, and then you get a boogie in your nose, and then it turns out it's actually blood. It's a vampire's tooth. Good luck.
Yeah, all of that. Plus, you said it's in a couple of days. Is there anything that we can do for you? We're an unusual. We may seem odd, but we're an unusually skilled group of folks. Look, we get it. We know our vibes off. We do what we can. But
I would hazard to say that a vampire is not the most pressing thing that's happening in your lives.
You'd be surprised.
It's pretty pressing.
try to take it all
More so
together,
than
you know?
stopping every patron and the fluid they drink from continuing, because that was pretty impressive.
We
They
didn't
didn't
even know
notice,
about
though.
that.
They didn't
Yeah.
even notice.
That was an accident.
That we
Yeah.
didn't.
First time.
That's not even why we came here. We came here because they said you were cool out
Then
on these
I
streets.
appreciate whomever they are, but at the same time, I'm gonna need a name or what that person looks like for reasons. Knox wouldn't talk about me.
That's
Anju legitimately doesn't remember the dude's name. Like, there's no
You didn't get a
shot.
name. You didn't get a name.
We just
Yeah,
asked
there was no
some,
name. We just-
yeah.
Just some nice fellow on the street.
Noted.
I'm just saying, if there's anything that we can help you with, that other
I'm afraid
people
there
have
is
not-
nothing that you can help me with. Look at your situation. You've come into a town expressing the fear of what a vampire could do, seeking coffins, and now asking for tickets into this illustrious, by invite only, masquerade ball at the Ondarian Embassy. Unless you have some pull or some connections, good luck. That's going to be... Hold up tight.
Didn't want to have to do this.
Where is the embassy?
I'm Ivan Freely's son.
Would we have seen the embassy while we were
Freely
walking in?
estate.
Would we have noticed
Heir to
this
the
place? Would we know where it
throne.
was? Should we ask where it is?
Ivan, you're our golden ticket.
Yeah.
Fr-
Who
freely.
here is a VIP?
You're an heir to the Freely estate, to the Gilded Mark.
Freely.
It's interesting.
Indeed he is.
That's interesting. You know your family just made headlines.
Huh?
Did they now?
Yeah.
What's that?
You didn't
Again?
know.
No, I've kind of been dealing with my own.
Occupied.
Okay. Give me a second. And she steps away. She leaves the candle at the table.
Can I pocket it?
You can try.
Okay, now that she's out of earshot, Anju's gonna like overconfident be like, guys, we can just sneak in. We can just sneak in.
Anju, take this candle. It suppresses the thing.
I'm not taking that lady's scary. I'm not taking her fucking candle. We're already on thin ice. I'm not.
What? Oh, you might think it's a magical. I don't know if it's actually like a magical candle. I think
She might just be magical and have a candle.
It's a blue candle, you said. Like it's shining blue light.
It's like a spiraling, almost firework-like blue light that's kind of like spinning and blooming upwards. Yeah. It's definitely not normal.
Anju starts sharpening his claws with his. Sorry, my hands are full.
Can I put out the candle with my fingers like this? Can I go these?
It's not hot.
It's like my hand.
So it doesn't go out.
It's like your hand.
In fact, when you go to pinch it, it's like an illusion.
Can I touch the candle?
Yeah. When you go to touch the candle itself, your hand sort of passes through its shape. There is something there, but it looks like a candle.
What, could Cain figure out what this thing is?
I'm sure he could, but Cain is not here.
He's right
now.
there.
He is not here right now. You could try to identify it. You have other spellcasters in the group.
Yeah.
Marian. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, Marian, you ever seen one of those fucking things before? What the hell was that?
Would that be spellcraft?
That would be, yes. First and foremost, I'm going to need a perception, and if you go to reach for it, I need to know that as well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pocket it. I was just messing with it.
Okay. So are you just...
I just want to see what it is, before I maybe try to steal it,
We would think it was weird that it's blue, so you would probably try to identify it.
Curiosity kills the cat.
Sure, I got you. Yeah, when you flinch this from the table and you begin to look at it, your fingers pass through this, but there is something solid there, and the more you kind of begin to feel it, though you can't quite see through the illusion itself, your tactile features, or your fingers begin to notice that there are some deliberate edges to this. And you felt something like this previously, though you can't quite see it. You think it's a gem. Like it's a cut gem. It's not raw. It's very much like a hand-cut gem.
Where?
What she's holding, what is the illusion of the candle is coming from.
Oh, I see. It's like the base of it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
What is it?
I see numbers flying over your head right now as you're doing the complicated math.
I'm just trying to make sure I comprehend. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so the candle has no flame. She's holding a gem, and it's like projecting the flame, and that's
Yes.
allegedly what stopped it.
Correct.
Can I from afar identify the gem in her hand, or no?
No, I mean it's in your hand. You're holding it right now.
Oh.
That candle's an illusion.
The candle's an illusion, but it's
Yeah.
coming
Gem is
from
doing-
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, it's like a projector. Okay, cool. Sorry, been up a long time.
Little hologram.
Yeah.
Do you have detect magic?
I do.
I also do.
Okay. Both of you can try. Give me a detect magic followed by a spellcraft check. We'll see if you have an understanding here.
And then spellcraft.
Okay. You're both able to determine that it is magical, and neither of you rolled high enough on your spellcraft to determine what the actual ability is. After a moment of looking at it, you believe you see some of the runic weave itself, like in the school of enchantment properties. But you're not sure what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we just ask
You can.
what it is.
She returns. Blink comes back to the table and she is carrying a rolled up newspaper. She takes it, she flips open a few pages, flips it open, and reveals to you, placing it on the table, it is a message. Not only is it just a message, it's literally a full newspaper clip. It's a large article. It says, "Widowed in silence?" ? Richard Freely's mourning cloak sparks rumors of loss amid market shadows. This is by Avressa D. Jarasco of the Korenberg correspondent at large. Whispers drift down to the towers of Sharn like chimney soot after a storm, and all eyes turn once again to the enigmatic magnate, known simply as Richard Freely, founder and undisputed master of the Gilded Mark. Known for quiet influence and gold-laced diplomacy, the Gilded Mark has long stood apart from the churning engines of the dragon-marked trade houses. Whether arbitrating disputes over Breelish land rights, brokering reconstruction bonds over Sierra's refugees and refugee cities, or buying up the salvage rights to Mournland vaults, the Mark moves with coin and calculation, and always under the Founder's watchful eye. Yet last week, that watch faltered. In the quiet fog of Sun's shadow, House Durasco healers and Vol faithful were observed entering the sealed gardens of Highspire Heights in Sharn. Within under the arch of the Mourner's Gate, a private funeral was held, unannounced, unmarked, and utterly silent. The sole visible attendee, a tall figure in mourning black, heavily veiled, escorted by House Denaeth blade-marked guards, believed by many to be Richard Freely himself. As of this writing, no death has been logged in the Civis rolls. Nobody has passed through City of the Dead customs. Yet since the rites, Freely is withdrawn from the public view entirely. He did not appear before the Arcane Congression Economic Tribunal, nor did the Gilded Mark issue the usual founding day statement on Breelish recovery markets. Many believe Freely has lost a partner long kept private, perhaps a spouse, perhaps something stranger. In the wake of the silence, speculation flourishes like untended vine. What could the silence in the voice of Sharn's golden coin? And more dangerously, what might follow? Ivan, you would immediately read this as the death of your stepmother.
Yeah, she didn't look like she was going to hold up anyways.
Damn.
The Keeper did tell you
Also,
in your one shot that he had been feeding from her for decades.
Yeah, she was a husk.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, we were cool with that.
That was part of the agreement, was that you would have an opportunity at letting your family sort of escape that. Because it had been slowly. Yeah. What you've done to Marian is what your stepmother was doing to your father.
I figured.
yucky.
Yeah.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Interesting. That just means that I'd be even more welcomed at the ball because people would want to talk to me. Wouldn't you want to be my guest of honor, Blink?
That would be lovely. That'd
Go
be perfect.
On my arm.
I, a common street rat, would find myself in the greatest of attendance. I don't even have the particular flair or fare for this. I don't have an outfit, a masquerade ball, nothing. But if any of what that says is true, I don't think your father will be in attendance.
Yeah, but the people will want to talk to me.
What will they talk about? Because you're never discussed in anything.
You're a cunning one, aren't you?
Well, I've seen a thing or two.
Damn.
Ha! Don't blink and you'll miss it, you know? So.
He's got jokes.
Yeah.
Too many.
So what'll it take to get us into that ball?
Honestly, my sweets, there's nothing that I can do for you. I can't get in.
Saying that. You keep saying that. Well, watch us get in. Can I have this candle, by the way? It's pretty cool. What the hell is this?
That's mine, is what it is.
I told you.
Yeah, but it's like it's got like
I
a
told
whole
him it
gem
was
inside.
yours.
Yeah, it
Wait,
What is it?
Are you? You're an adventuring. Oh. Wait a minute.
You're just now picking up on that?
I recognize you.
No, you don't.
I do. You specifically. And they point to you, Sera.
Me.
You had more with you. There was an old man and a frog. And it was a warforged, right? A warforged bird.
Yes. Our scout's honor.
That's right. So no surprise you found your way into my halls. Criminals.
I wouldn't
Such a
say
strong word.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, the King of Breland would say otherwise.
Of course he would.
What
You know,
is
he
a
is-
king but a legalized criminal?
Bang.
That's right. You just keep punching up, buddy. We'll see how that works out for you.
I don't like you.
I get that a lot. But you know what? In this place, in all of Zelargo and Trollenport, I'm the one person that's not going to bullshit you. I'm also not going to take you for any kind of a ride. Because truthfully, outside of these doors, outside of these walls, well, what's left of them? I don't need that kind of reputation. At least any more than I already have. But in here,
course.
people don't venture through here often, unless, of course, they are much like yourselves. And no, I don't mean criminals. I just mean lost.
Looking for something.
Sometimes. Sometimes they're just trying to drown themselves. Find their way to the bottom of a bottle. That's a deathly silence.
You're annoying.
Oh, man.
I like her.
Then ask her out. She'll make Sera so jealous.
What?
You should.
I've been
Ivan?
sassy tonight.
You should go back into your
catching-
evil void coma real quick.
Yeah, I'm catching stray bolts. I'm catching stray bolts all of a sudden.
I don't know why you'd want to go into that function anyway. It's a masquerade ball. It's all peacocking the entire time. And I get it. I get it. You make the most sense. You're handsome and you're generally, from all perceived notion, fairly charismatic in the face of people who want to dine on that bullshit. But the rest of you doesn't really seem like your regular digs. Why do you want to go?
Well, she worshipped the goddess of love for a while and is falling in love with any man that bats an eye at her. She constantly wears so much makeup that we don't actually know what she actually looks like. And he loves to put on a gown. So I think that past that altogether and we're all a masquerading bunch.
And there's a dragon.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, no,
above
I
table.
saw him.
Yeah.
With a crystal ball. Yeah.
It just like Cain's like just sitting in the corner with like a fucking Rubik's cube. I've almost got it.
These Cain impressions are.
He's an icon. He's an absolute fucking icon. Above table, is there any reason for us to suspect or to think that this ball is like where we need to go, where this vampire is going to end up, or are we just going off vibes?
Well, I mean, above
Like-
table, yeah, you guys were given a lead.
Yeah.
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 The lead
It-
was found in Lucan's house, or at least where
Okay.
Lucan was staying. They were able to charcoal it off some paper. It was kind of scribbled
This-
in.
Krell person.
This
Yeah.
Okay.
Krell individual was something that was very close and quickly removed from his belongings.
And Krell is going to be
Hope
there.
is going to be at this event.
Okay. I'm here.
Well, I would imagine she's the diplomat. She's the leading diplomat.
So she's probably going to be busy at this event also.
She's throwing the
leading
party.
Diplomat to Sharn
Oh,
from here.
Yes, she's throwing the party.
I see.
Okay.
Is there like a vent in the side
So we get-
of the building that we could like sneak through, or like is there? Do you know of any
Vent.
other? way? I don't
Now
know.
we're talking. Now we're talking.
A vent.
Why are you asking her? We can just
It
go
is a
figure this out ourselves. We
masquerade.
got
We
2
can
whole
just-
days.
She seems very knowledgeable.
She seems
And
like an
nice
asshole.
and powerful.
I resent that, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. Get that a lot. Are you looking for a way inside? That
Are
would be
there
really
any-
stupid. There are going to be a tremendous amount of guards. Obscene amounts of guards. You're talking the
We should be a-
wealthiest.
We should be a guard then.
Well, forgive me, but I don't think any of you have the proper equipment. They are gnome guards assigned by gnomish nobles.
We need an entry, Ivan, from your family. You bring us as your emissaries or something. I don't know the proper terminology clearly. And we have to get the proper attire. So we have to find a tailor and a
Right.
mask maker. And we need to forge a document that looks like an important document from your family.
That's on Anju.
Easy.
Hmm?
Anju, you're
I'm
forging
doing a
documents.
forgery.
We create
Yeah,
a document that looks like a important ambassador note from the Freely estate.
That's actually
Attending on
incredibly good
behalf of your
idea.
father, who can't make it because of the passing of his wife or whomever they were, or yes.
your lovely aunt.
Have none of
Yes.
you ever been sent an invitation before?
No.
I've not an invitation, perhaps to a
Yes, plenty of invitations all the time, as you can imagine.
church event. But not invitation to.
Well, I hate to poke holes in your plan, but it's an invite only via invitation, meaning you have to bring the invitation back. So you're going to need one to copy from.
Okay, so we steal an invitation from an already invited guest. We find the guest list.
Or we have to meet Krell and get a last minute invite.
Well, good luck with that.
We find out who's going to this event, and we steal their invite. Then we can take the invite and warp it to that it's a freely invite.
She narrows her eyes at you and then glances to you, Ivan, and then back to Sera. And you worship a god of thieves?
No. I just dabble among thieves every now and then. As you can see, I just
It's like
You know,
waves.
perhaps those wanted posters aren't so wrong then.
Well,
there's
maybe
no.
can't you steal for the greater good?
More of a
That is-
borrower. I think I prefer the term borrower.
We are on a greater mission and purpose that nobody here can possibly comprehend.
We're on a mission from God.
Quite-
the world.
Nobody can comprehend exactly what we're doing. It's too much to have to explain and or justify.
right,
so we need
right,
to
right.
get the things done.
Your
It
mission
really
would
sounds
be
like you want to be a
Actually
part of this.
such-
Otherwise, you would just walk away.
no, you're in my place of business.
And
Hmm,
thank
seem
you
more
for having
curious.
us here very
Fuck
much.
you.
Coin still spends. But I'm here to make sure that one, you don't hurt yourselves or the rest of the patrons.
You're not
Yeah, that they
getting a
don't.
tip.
I wouldn't want it.
You don't just get to get the better of everybody. You absolutely would want a tip. Everybody wants a tip. I said, I'm going to give you 100 platinum tip. You're going to say no?
You have 100 platinum to tip me?
Do.
Prove it.
What the?
No, you're going to steal it.
I won't. Can't say that someone else wouldn't, though.
Exactly.
Well,
And you just let them because your place of establishment sucks.
where do you think they spend that money? Those stolen tips.
Where do you think this is getting us?
Winning this.
Yeah, are you?
Look, I didn't mean to drive a wedge into
Oh, it
your
was already there.
machinations.
Don't worry. We don't need any help with that.
So how are you guys
Okay.
going to get around? How are you going to steal from people, given that you're wanted figures? And if I saw you, someone else is going to notice you pretty much immediately.
We haven't got noticed yet. And we've been here like a day, so.
Wait, did you guys
snitch.
did you hear about a fire outside of town?
Huh?
Did you hear about a fire outside of
What's
town?
up? What's up?
There's a fire?
Oh, what's up?
What?
What fire?
What was
No.
underneath the fire?
I don't know. I didn't get the greater details. Someone said that there was a caravan attack. There was a fire last night.
Blown up?
It's troubling.
Blown up. I didn't get those details. I could.
Can't travel any roads at night these days.
Without somebody falling on your caravan and blowing it up.
You have a lot of information for someone not involved.
I did it.
Oh,
Oh
I.
my god.
She noticeably starts laughing. I only wanted to insinuate, but that's that's fantastic.
I was blowing up the vampire's cart, and then that's how we got rid of his coffin. So now he's screwed, and that's why we're trying to find him. But like you somehow you think that you're the good person here.
No, I have no misgivings. I'm just simply a neutral party. And if you want to win, have it. You claw at that W. It's yours.
Nobody says W. That's like gonna happen in like a couple thousand years on somebody's stream.
That was such a dunk. You just dunked on her. This little person right here. You just smacked.
So maybe instead of bickering with nice person who just gave us information, we maybe figure something out.
Hey,
Do you offer?
she gets it.
She said something vague in what we've been trying to do this whole time.
Well, you're not
And somehow
getting
you're
us
agreeing with
anywhere.
her.
You're not getting us anywhere by insulting her.
Wow.
True.
I feel good.
Do you
I'm glad.
offer room and board?
I mean, yes, but the rooms are filled.
Oh.
Do you
I
have a
wouldn't wanna stay here
price?
Interesting question. And the answer quickly, yes, I do have a price. I can evict someone and refund their money quickly. They're not great rooms.
Right, but we trust that. We trust that we could stay here without too much fear of being revealed.
Sure.
Too many questions being
Of course,
asked.
yeah, yes. You could do that. That could happen. But I wouldn't leave your belongings behind. At least nothing that you don't want pilfered through.
Sure.
You sure you want to stay?
I'm just looking for options
Okay.
Yeah.
because like above table. I don't know how confident we are that we can even get we don't have a super coherent strategy to get into this ball.
Look, you give me something of value, and I'll give you something of value. Because I might have some information on your vampire.
But
I don't know
See
if it's
what happens?
vampire.
What?
I wasn't told that, but it's not too often
Kinda-
that you see someone your heights coasting through the air in some nebulous mist, appearing atop a structure and then looking out to the road.
I knew we should have said gaseous. Yeah. That's our guy, for sure.
Blake, we could have hit this 20 minutes ago.
See, now you're against her too, right? Now she's
No,
kind
I'm
of like
not.
that. She's
I'm
kind
not,
of a fucking
I'm not
bitch.
against-
You
I'm not
have
saying
made
that.
this
Oh
take
my
much
God.
longer.
Oh, take a nap, Ivan. Oh my God.
Yeah, snap into a Slim Jim, grab a Snickers. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
what is something
I
of
would-
value for you?
Yeah.
If you've met our farty friend,
We need
I don't know. We're in the business of trade. That's what we do here.
information.
Yeah, give me something juicy, and I'll tell you what. Admittedly, little I know. It's not a lot, but it might be a lead.
we got some. We have some juicy information on the Freely family drama. You know any tabloids?
Well, I wouldn't want something so close to home. Might be a bit of a sore spot. Unless he wants to volunteer.
Information.
Anything that hits the economy helps out here. When money's tight, people spend the last bit of coin on drink.
Do we have
I
any
got
good
nothing.
information?
All my shit.
I'm
fucking-
like
Oh,
I'm
wait,
the
she wants
last guy to be.
information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad do you want it to be?
Nothing more than you don't really want to part with. It eventually all gets out anyway, but if I can get ahead of the game and some of my competitors, it would be useful.
Tell her about the DB.
Yeah, that's kind of relevant to the global economy. Probably.
All in favor. flavor of the DB.
It's,
Go for it.
yeah.
So there's this thing called the Dream Breaker. Do you know what it is?
Keep your voice down.
No, she said they don't listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know what the Dreambreaker is.
It's back. We're trying to
Sorta.
stop it.
Could be.
That's what we're like doing here. It's like kind of a part of a bigger thing. So now you understand that we're really important and not just some slums. Because like I'm being entrusted with the future of the universe, so maybe show me some fucking respect.
I mean, we can be schlubs. and
Respect is
also
earned,
involved
not
in
given.
Important things.
Once I'm done with this quest, are you free?
Why do you want me?
Because you're the first person that makes me feel small, and I kind of like it.
It's funny coming from someone your size. Possibly. It could be arranged. But she's very clearly like stuck on what you said, not the follow-up of your own personal agenda, but the Dreambreaker. That
Yeah, it's
that is news. That's not. He's been dead for hundreds of years.
yeah, he was being held in some sort of super stronghold stasis and not anymore.
They never. I don't. The trust would have to know about this. They would have to.
He wasn't dead. He was suspended.
They never found his body. They never. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, somebody
We
did.
did. It's alive.
And
Where did you find it? You said you found it. Where did you find it?
Middle of the Warforge, or the middle of the Mournlands, in a forge that was kind of like portaled into another universe in a way.
some sort of forgotten forge?
Yeah,
Wait a
my
minute.
hearth and all that.
Wait a minute.
Blowing
In
an
the-
NPC's
In
mind.
a forge? The forges. Does this have anything to do with the resurgence of the new Warforged?
Yeah. Also, we know what Warforged are. Do you want to know that?
Hold on. I thought it was bullshit. I thought people have been whispering musings about seeing new Warforged that have no directive.
Yeah.
Why were you there?
Like I said, we're on a greater mission that nobody else can truly comprehend. That's why.
And he's alive. You saw him.
Practically held his hand, yeah.
Where is he?
We're gonna go figure that out. We know where he is, but like, I think it might make
I
you
mean,
more
like,
scared.
we know who. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know where
I
at the
think you
moment.
might be more scared if you know where he is.
That's not reassuring
That's
at all.
well, we just gave a lot of information. We're doing this whole exchange.
No, I
Yeah.
understand.
You
down
you could start a blog off
down
of
it-
this
down it-
and
Shut up. Just shut up.
Excuse me?
They saw him down at Bleakwater Docks. It was last night. A vessel came in and it was, what are they? They're the catering crew. They brought in a catering crew for the embassy.
He's gonna be in the catering crew, and he's gonna try to kill her.
Shit.
We better dance our way across that dance floor pretty fast, don't you think?
Damn.
Well, we're going to take this opportunity right here to go on a short break so that people can pontificate. And Cobalt's going to be joining us in just a minute, guys. So we'll be back in just a minute. Everybody go run to the bathroom, do what you got to do. We'll see you in a second, okay? Okay. Hi, guys, and we're back. Welcome into part 2 of episode 10. Cobalt is with us now, so we can commence. You guys just got some information in regards to where Lucan was last spotted, or at least a figure that might match his description. He was seen pontificating and meandering amidst the Bleakwater docks, where he was met with, what did I say they were? They were caterers, a catering crew for the Ondarian embassy. Yeah, so conversation continues here. Where do you go from this point?
I mean, she's kind of like dumbfounded, right?
I mean, we gave her information. She gave us information.
Admittedly,
I think
it's pretty big information, but yeah, she is a little dumbfounded, but she could be brought back pretty quickly. You've come to realize that a lot of the people in the town, even the short time that you've been here, don't really want to deal with any of you. A lot of people sort of stray out of your path. Maybe it's because of the way you compose yourselves. Maybe it's just because you're not gnomes and there's some existing xenophobia. Either way, your money still
have a bounty on
the
us.
same. That could also be a big part of it, yeah. Even if you don't want to be here, there are certain comforts that the Leaky Quill provide.
Anju's very pro using this place to hide us in the meantime.
Listen,
I think it's worth paying for a room, but
Blink.
Did we say the Krell was going to be at the... What was it?
Yeah.
Mia Krell's going to be at the party too? And there's
She's throwing the
Lucan
party.
with the
She's
catering?
throwing the party.
She's
Yeah,
throwing
Krell
the
is-
party.
she is the
Indeed.
ambassador from Trollenport to Sharn, right?
To Ondare. So she's the
Okay,
to all
sorry.
of like Greater Ondare.
Is
Got it.
there an ambassador like embassy
That
that
it
we
is.
could
That's
go
where you're going.
knock on the gate? Okay.
It's at
What if
the
we just
embassy.
go and knock on the gate and be like, "Hey, there's a vampire coming your way.
We
It's
have-
gonna
we
suck
have-
your souls up."
They're not gonna believe us. We're wanted criminals.
Or we go to the embassy and just say that we're here on behalf of the Freely estate and want an invitation and try to convince
We
them to
also
give us
have the
one.
mark of the king with us because we've been tasked by the king to do shit. So
That
I
too.
do think that I could. Let's talk in game. I do think that I could roll up to the doors and on
Well-
my mage-bred steed and pronounce that I'm.
I think
Ivan
we need
Freely.
I think we need an invite first, as Blink shared. They don't just let people in,
Hmm.
but we could probably acquire an invite.
That's what I
ahead
mean.
of
Go
time.
now, and then
Yes.
we go now to the embassy and
Yeah, somebody's
declare
got
for-
some plus ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we just go to the embassy and try to speak with them before the ball and let them know what's going on, and then
Well,
maybe
you
they
and
can
I
let us
can
come as
go,
a plant.
You and I can go,
Yeah.
Cain. The rest of them are wanted. They will need to only come when they are given an invite in
It's a
convenient masks.
masquerade. Yes, we can
They
just
can't come to the embassy now to ask for an invite. Criminals don't ask for invites.
I'm not a criminal.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I-
look-
True, it's true.
I have
And I
debt.
am.
I have no bounty.
I think Marian, yes, could be one of the faces, as she is not wanted.
You can be my wife. Unless
Alright.
Blink would like to go.
I give
Oh,
you and I.
no. There's a lot going on there that I don't think.
Stunning.
You're laying it on thick, and I appreciate that. Nope. Besides, I am known too well in many of those social circles.
So once I save the world, I'll come back and we have that drink, yeah?
Yeah, make it back, then we'll talk.
The energy shift here is alarming.
He trying to date her?
Marian, Cain, I agree with Sera. We should head to the embassy. You guys find us a place to stow away for a night or two, whether it's here or elsewhere.
Can I get a, for the sake of not breaking the role play, from Anju, can I get a sense motive, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she said, I'm known too well in those social circles, that, given the nature of her position, look at the bar she runs. Look at the people she surrounds herself with. Do you think she really rubs elbows with the nobles?
Yeah, that is suspicious.
The only reason she'd want to go is to rob them. In my opinion. Or to kill somebody. Or take a hostage. Or, do some criminal shit.
Or she supplies
Anju, like,
information
looks
that-
around like, why would they know you?
Given that above board, given that everybody is kind of like mid-conversation, I'm not assuming that you kind of like break over the top of everyone else and say that. I imagine you just kind of like look at her and say that to her in that moment. Am I wrong? Yay, nay?
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying it to her. Like if she offhandedly mentioned that she said she can't go because they know her too well.
Yeah. If
That's
you
weird.
If you say that to her and you have that like that kind of furrowed brow of confusion, she takes a moment. You know, it doesn't matter anymore. Because if what even an nth of what you said is true and the Dreambreaker is back, all of Zalargo has a lot to pay for. But if you're at all curious, I was an officer for the Trust.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You really should be careful what you share with strangers information-wise.
I've shared nothing compared to what you've shared today. Today.
Not you, my companions. Loose lips sink ships.
We have important work we need to do. Sometimes we have to give some information for that.
Do you have any?
Tell them about the Dreambreaker.
Do you fucking keep your voice down? Do you have any remaining connections to the Trust?
Yeah, I do. But look, man, they're not invited to these functions. We're not nobles.
Are they invited anywhere?
What would
They
be
seem like the
best way
types
get
to invite
past them
themselves.
To get into an event, though.
How would you get into an event like that? I don't know. Impress the wrong people. Replace a guest. Join the staff. Pull on political threads. I don't know. There's probably a couple of ways that you could get in. But given your situation, you've clearly not been invited, and you'll either need to be amidst those few or find some invitations. And hope to God that your ability to mock them up does not go beyond the guard's eyes. Also, let it be clear, all weapons are checked at the door. All. And your friend there? She points to the bat on your shoulder. He won't be allowed in either.
I don't go anywhere without Squeaks. You'll have to do this without me.
You can smuggle him in.
Giant dire bat. Well, he's just a baby, but he will be giant one day. Then we can't hide him.
Look, if you have, you know what? Yeah, okay. I've got something I can leave you with. This is a tip from me. House Fjarlan's in charge of the entertainment. We've been watching them pretty closely. You know, they're dancers, performers, illusionists. I mean,
Right.
cutthroats too, but who's ever bringing up that?
Yeah, I forgot the other stuff, to be honest. Now that you mention it.
Is she all right? Pointing to Sera. Do you need a glass of water?
That house name makes her gag.
Why?
Some history.
Of course. So if you got an in with
Nothing to see
Fjarlan,
here.
you might find a way to, if you have talents, they're gonna need entertainment.
Oh, we can give him
Sounds like Ivan.
I do
Ivan, you're
have
so talented.
the talent of just being me. You should
You
come.
can play an
indeed.
instrument, right?
No.
Well, you can sing
I
or
thought you-
something. I don't
I
know.
could have sworn I saw you with a lute or something, no?
No, I don't. I'm not a. You think every bard plays a lute? It
Yes.
feels racist.
Yes.
Actually, I
Can't
think
be racist against a class.
that is part of your
That just be
equipment.
classist, I think.
Classist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D&D classes.
And me as a pale-skinned, tall, good-looking, rich bard, I don't like it when people are classist towards me.
Well, some of those are true.
Oh, woe is you. I don't know. I just swear. I bet you could play a lute really well.
I can't play a lute. It's actually one of my most. It's something that I take to the grave, that I can't play an instrument. I'm a bard
You're
that doesn't play
awfully-
an instrument.
You're awfully loquacious for someone who just unleashed an ancient evil upon us.
Believe in yourself.
I can perform though.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it 100 times. Why are you acting now like I can't do it?
It's like juggling, right?
Can't be worse than Marian's performance near the carriage.
That's very true. Now that's very true. That's extremely true. No, I can do impressions. I can do impressions.
Sorry, I'm not a trained liar. Okay.
She was buying
If that's
it
what
first
performing
before-
is, then call me an actor.
Look, if that
You're saying you are an actor. You want us to call you an actor because you don't play a musical instrument.
Yeah, I'm an actor. Okay,
that
I've been asked to be in many plays in my days. The lead roles by you. I've been named by name by other names to be the name.
She
of
was
the lead of the play.
Look, she was absolutely buying it before she got, horrifically thrown into the woods, never to be heard from again. But you were working it. Don't listen to him.
Thank you, Anju.
I feel like Anju would have been able to tell that it was working.
It was definitely working. I feel like we've just decided
it very
that
specifically bought us time. Like it was. You did great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So okay. So room and board here, I say, would be great. We know. What do we do with this this House Fjarlan information? So. How do we use that to our advantage? I'm basically asking above table. I'm putting the pieces together. Here.
What? We try to go to the embassy, see if we can get an invite. It might not get all of us in, so if not, we take other routes. We try to maybe get in with the catering, or we go with the entertainment. We see our options, we check them out, and we see what we can do.
Exactly. Cain, let's go. Marian, you can tag along if you want to.
I don't feel invited, but I will.
Away, third wheel.
It's fine.
I'm the third wheel. You're his wife, remember?
Oh,
Who's?
putting a ring on it. Okay.
Not like you could afford one.
What happened to us?
Why are you so mean?
You like
We're
steal
married.
my.
This is
Oh.
exactly how you're supposed to act.
We
Are
never
you
have
upset
sex.
we found out about your demon, the demon you're carrying?
Let us go.
How much to empty a room for us? Is one room enough to house us together?
I have a strange feeling that the five, it's just five, unless there's more of you somewhere. Silence, perfect. So five of you. There's no way.
There's one more somewhere we are not sure where.
Where's Gunny?
Yeah, there is.
I don't count Gunny as one of our party members.
Oh, I feel like we really bonded, but okay.
He
with
cannot
the
move on
horses.
his own accord, and he watches the camp. And for some reason, we have drug him along with us.
He's with the horses right now. He's chilling.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
So one room. Everyone's gonna stay in the
Yes!
same room.
Yes. Is that? I mean,
Best I can do is 3
I
rooms.
will not.
It's gonna be.
I
Best
will
you can do
take
is
one
3.
room out of my own.
Like I said, best I can do is 3 rooms. There's 4. One's mine. The others, I'll have to evict some people, refund their money. They won't like it, but seeing as how you're wanted criminals, you probably won't object to much of the cost. Especially
How
since he's
much
got
to
at least
not
100
talk
platinum.
about us?
Oh, I have.
You told. Oh,
You know what? I'm down to haggle. Why don't you tell me? Make me an offer.
What's the going rate, the starting rate for a normal person?
What do you mean normal person? She looks at
A
herself.
normal criminal.
Well, you're not just buying a room. You're buying silence.
That's right. I'm asking what the common price is, and then we can debate on how much extra you're going to get for our status.
6 silver a room per night.
Normally.
That's what it normally is. 6 silver a room per night.
All right, then let's do a gold per room a night.
I hope that gold has a few friends.
That's over 10 times the normal rate. That's 18 times the normal rate.
It's wild that it's not. You know what a silver is,
15
right?
times.
He's not strong with math, is he? I get it. Here, I'll set it. How about 5 gold a room per night?
Fuck.
2 gold a room per night.
3 gold a room per night. Or you don't stay at all.
Tree fitty.
Okay, guys.
Shit.
More.
I think you could swindle more out of me.
Hey, get the fuck
I'm not the
up. We're
negotiator.
going right now.
Two gold,
literally said,
and
let's
Ivan
go.
doesn't flirt with you.
It's kind of nice. I'll take the 3. He can keep flirting.
Okay. I just was trying to protect you. My
Oh,
bad.
no, I'm fine. I don't fear him.
And three
I
gold
fear
per
her.
night per room also includes this silence.
Yes, it does.
That's so awesome. You're great. You're just
Let's just do it.
You
Hey,
won't find a better deal.
Marian, let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm coming! Jesus. Okay, yep.
It's like they're
Hey,
already
swoop.
married.
Nah, she would never say that if we were.
He's always nagging nonstop. Endless with this one.
Blink will collect the first night now. She informs you that she's going to have to evict people, and she would rather you not be here so that she can handle them without the onlookers such as yourselves, because when they discover that there will be talls replacing them in their small rooms, they'll be pretty frustrated. So, she asks for 9 gold now.
All right, Marian, write that off of our, ledger or whatever we have.
Yep. I got it.
Schrodinger's fucking coin purse.
Now that she's agreed to this is where our camera pulls back just slightly. We are no longer sitting just inside of the leaky quill. I ask you this as players. Obviously, this isn't going to apply to Ivan. I passed all of you a message.
Yeah.
You will have to make a decision about those things. Admittedly, while Cobalt received it an hour plus ago, you guys also
I read
had
it.
time. And you probably have a pretty good understanding that you're not allowed to talk about it. Even though you can probably also discover that if you received a message, there is a likelihood that the rest of you did as well.
So is this something we heard before that whole episode ended?
No, this was given to you here. This was given to you at the beginning of the episode when he was speaking through Ivan. You were simultaneously getting your own messages. So that threat to Ivan, that was his message read aloud. Everybody else got their own message from Keeper.
And mechanically, do we have to choose? There's no like resisting.
It's either yes or no. No pact is formed if you say no, but nothing is gained when you say no either.
How do we answer?
You can send it to me in DMs if you so wish.
Interesting.
And if you need something broke down, you're like, Bub, this is a cool line, but I don't understand it. I can also explain that more. There's a reason to why the things were written the way that they were written.
I would like an explanation later.
Sure. Can you highlight them? Just copy and paste particularly what you might need re-explained or what you might need a bit more clarity and definition on.
Cool. I can do that.
And while you guys are doing that, to Ivan. Ivan, as you and Marian and now Cain walk through Trollenport, it is still daytime. My curiosity is this. Are you guys going directly to the embassy or are you heading to Bleakwater Docks?
Embassy.
You're going to the embassy. Perfect. Okay. While you are on your way to the embassy itself, you fall into step with the rest of the gnomish regulars. You ask for directions, and with some hesitance, you are given them. You meet a few more guards. They don't accost you. They just watch you, warily, before you find your way to the embassy. But you're met again with the voice that knocks behind your forehead.
How are you feeling, Ivan?
You told me. You told me to do it.
Did you think there'd be no repercussion for your actions?
I knew that there would be repercussions.
You know, part of me doesn't blame you. Another part of me is filled with a level of gratitude. Because you afforded me a space, a light, where I could reach to them. And now they were met with their own pact.
Great. Maybe you can shut up and stop talking to me then.
You know, despite the woman, Blink, walking into view and requesting that I leave, I still remained there watching through your eyes. You respond to her the same way that you responded to me. Do I make you feel small, Ivan?
Maybe if you looked as good as her, I'd want to fuck you too.
I can be absolutely anything that you might imagine.
That's
Our
creepy.
relationship does not have to be one of hostility.
So what'd you offer them?
It's a binding contract. If they deny my request, then I can speak of it. If they accept my request, then I can say nothing.
It's a weird clause you put in there.
I wish it was something that I put in there. It's easy to upend your own results, things that you have put into place. That being said, I said what I meant. You need less targets seeking you and yours. You made a deal. You wanted to find your way into House Thorani, because now your father is target for assassination. Take me in. Let me work. It's a two birds with really no stones sort of situation. You walk in and I do all the heavy lifting. Admittedly, it will be a bit terse, turgid at first, difficult, but I have no doubt that you will find your way into the graces of the Elven House. How do you feel about the passing of your stepmother?
She wasn't really there when I found her. How do you feel?
She's with me. I can't miss what isn't necessarily not there. She's with me at all times. You know, Ivan, I can tell you things about your own mother. Things you probably don't know. Come to realize that your stepmother never spoke of her sister. Not after we separated. It's like she was taking it to her grave. It's almost as if there was this silent envy. Or maybe a grace that she wasn't there. I think we'll talk more soon.
It always got to come when you want, and never when it's a good time and it's respectful, and then you just gotta. Goodbye, keeper. So when do I get to learn your real name?
And like a whisper, you hear the laugh, this silent almost.
I don't know if you'll ever learn my name. Some things are better lost to the annals of time.
And after following the directions, mindlessly walking, following this almost ant-like prose step, you make your way to the embassy. The three of you arrive. There it stands before you in all of its excellence, its opulence. It is a gated embassy building. It is at least 2 stories tall, with massive, massive windows. Largest windows you've probably ever seen in a structure. That's obviously a statement of wealth. Even in medieval times, like windows are not something that was super common. So to have a structure that most of the walls predominantly are glass, it's a statement. Not everybody's invited into this place. It's gated. And Blink wasn't wrong. There are a lot of guards. There are 4 at the front gate alone. They stand like sentries. These full-plated gnomish warriors. Do the 3 of you step up? Or do you have a plan?
Yeah, I'm about to wing this shit. Watch this. Watch this drive.
Sure.
Okay.
Trying to get an audience with the Krell lady.
All right.
Excuse me.
Oh boy.
There's no response. They stand like beef eaters at their own attention.
I would like to speak with Lady Krell.
One single guard flips the human mask up, and you can see their eyes and a bit of the top of their nose. Clears his throat. Under whose call?
The Freely Estate.
Flips the human mask down for a moment, and he turns back into position. And there's silence there for just a second, which is really odd, because you're expecting something else. The mask flips back up as he turns to you. Do you have any proof? Acquisition or claim? Anything to represent your station in Freely House?
I'm me. I'm Ivan. Ivan Freely.
One moment.
Richard Freely.
He flips the mask down and goes back to stance. 10, 15, 20 seconds pass.
I think they're communicating under the mask. Like I think they.
And again, flips it back up. Sorry, we have no recollection of one marked as an Ivan Freely.
I heard that there was a ball happening a few nights from now.
That's correct. There is a masquerade ball.
We were seeking invite. That's what we wanted to speak with Krell about. I thought that I could use my nobility to get passage. My wife has been itching to go to a ball ever since we set out on our vacation. This is her. Her name's Marian, and then this is my butler.
Our butler now, honey.
True, newly married. That's the whole. This is the honeymoon.
Yeah.
This is the honeymoon. Yeah. This is our butler, Crane.
Hello.
Give me a diplomacy, please.
Great.
It's a great name. You discuss these things, and one guard on the other side, he doesn't flip up the human mask, but as he kind of like turns to look at you, he says, "It's by invite only. You didn't get no invite. You're not invited."
That's because we just came up into town and learned that there was a party going on, and well, nobility has to be party at the party. Shall I go to the stable and pull my mage-bred steed from the Emperor of Sharn themselves that gave us passage this way?
You hear like the mutterings about the Emperor of Shaw. If you have a document proving your station at House Freely or your position of nobility, you'll have to prove. We'll wait. Not going anywhere.
Do I have any of that?
You have a document given to you by the Black Lantern, or excuse me, the Dark Lantern himself.
But that doesn't prove that I'm Ivan Freely, does it?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It does have the King's seal.
It's true. I don't have any proof that I'm Ivan, but I do have the King's seal. Shall that be enough?
King's seal?
We'll await for proof.
What was that? Sorry, your accent.
We'll await for proof.
We'll await for proof,
He says
sir.
that we will await.
So the
for any
King's seal
proof.
is not enough. I can show you the King's seal.
They are awaiting proof. They're verifying it. It sounds like, sir.
Are we speaking in a foreign language? I'm not understanding. What's? You have to bring the document.
Okay, so if I go get the seal, if I go get the King's seal, that
Yeah.
will be enough to get an invite.
No, but it might prove that you are worthy of an audience with Miss Krell.
Heard, sir. We'll be back in like 5 to 10. Thank you for your time.
There's a few nods, and then they kind of pull their masks back down and stand back in position.
All right. It's just
I thought we were going to try and tell them that their life was at risk and we needed to speak with them and it was an emergency.
We're gonna get into the.
We're just
party,
trying to
and then
get
we're
in the
gonna-
ball.
No, yeah, we're just trying to get the ball. Trying to get in the ball. Trying to get.
Do we think that the vampire is in league with Miss Krell then?
Not if he's going in with the catering staff. That means that he's there to try to kill her.
Oh, then why aren't we trying to alert them of the presence and get ahead of the matter so we can lay a trap instead of just going in as actual guests?
That's what we need to
and
talk
then
with Miss
winging
Krell
it.
for instead of just lowly guards.
Right. All right. Let's go get the mark.
Perfect. As you are on your way back to the stable to collect the documents that you left astride your horses, our game returns, and it follows Sera and Anju. Please describe for me what is happening with you two. What did you guys decide that you were going to do here?
We had to leave, right?
At least briefly, yes.
We, Anju, should find a tailor to make
we're
us
going
outfits.
We're going clothes shopping? Oh my god.
Yes, and a mask maker to make us masquerade masks.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, for sure.
Yes, I'm sure I know you are, Anju. You're gonna help me pick
Use
out
some new duds.
yes, pick out outfits for everybody and masks.
Oh fuck yeah. That was above table.
I don't know if Sera knows where to go, but I'm going to ask around. Sera will just start asking people.
Yeah, please God, don't make me interact with another NPC.
Okay.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Okay. All right. Sure. After you've both decided that you're going to find either a mask maker or someone that is going to assist you in making clothing for this masquerade ball, do you have an idea about, like, one, anything that you're going to make, or two, how many you're going to buy clothing for? Is it for everyone?
Well, yeah, are we gonna have any performers in the house? Is the question going under the guise of House Fjarlan? Because I don't know if Ivan's invite's gonna work for all of us. Anju, wait, we may need to go under the guise of House Fjarlan.
How does that even work?
I don't know. We need some sort of we need some sort of entertainment. I don't even know who to ask. I feel like we could reach out. I don't know if I can reach out. I don't know who. Do I know? Okay, I'm gonna ask around and see if folks know where the House Fjarlan folks who are supposed to be here for the embassy event are staying. I'm gonna go.
Because like,
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Fjarlan
look for
has-
them.
Fjarlan has like a legitimate cover, so like the
Yes.
are they? Does everyone know that they're assassins, or is that like only privileged knowledge?
That's
people who
like
have
that's
seen-
the rumors, right? That's the
That's
rumors. There's never the dealings are never on the table, especially because like historically, House Thorani and House Fjarlan were one house, but then something happened. A big fight happened, and they separated. One wanted to be the house that particularly operated above board, dealing with entertainment. That's what House Fjarlan is known for, entertainment. Thorani wanted to specialize in some of their own skills, dispatching enemy soldiers, seeding through enemy lines, finding their ways into information, and they deal war and find answers very quickly, their own way, oftentimes hostile, violent. But Fjarlan still dabbles. They aren't without, and they're not incapable.
Yes. So I would like to see if I can find out where they're staying.
Nobles that are coming to the party, or House Fjarlan?
House Fjarlan.
Okay. All right. You're going to bark up that tree. All right. All right. Sounds good. You discuss this with Anju. After the others have separated, you stand up, and as you stand, the door swings wide into the Leaky Quill. A new figure enters into the establishment. One that feels slightly familiar. A red woman. She takes a step in, moving on the pads of her feet, not the ball. It's almost as if the heel never quite touches down, and her arms are never laid at her side. Her hair and dress flow with an unnatural poise. She glances out around the room, and you can see she's deliberately inhaling. You recognize her immediately, Tracy. It's Sasha.
Oh. Well, Sasha. Girl, what are you doing here?
Is that?
When she sees you, she has a moment of confusion on her face. She wasn't expecting to see you. The last time you saw her, she was removing a problem for you.
She was.
And her shadow moves in behind her. A smaller, more portly man, one you two are both very informed of as well. A one Charlie Miles.
Charlie?
Miles.
Remember, you found him in Skakan's box.
Yeah.
Skakan.
He was.
I love this. Tracy does. She just says the name back like,
Yeah. He's the
Yeah.
guy that.
The Goblin
guy
Market
who-
leader.
Yeah,
In
I
the
remember
sewers.
him.
He was a slave.
Yep.
Of
Yeah.
he was a slave of
Skakan's.
Skakan, and
Really into Ivan and quite a
Oh,
character.
this
and
guy.
The historian.
Nearly, very
Wanted his shirt.
nearly died.
yeah.
And
Sniffing Ivan's shirt.
he's with Sasha, it
Yes.
seems.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Charlie
together.
is.
They are.
Oh, the tangled webs
Oh
our
dear.
NPCs weave.
I let him get bit by rats or something. I can't remember.
He almost
Yeah,
got
you let
eaten
a
by
swarm
scarabs.
almost eat him. Yeah.
Yeah, he
well,
almost
I
got
did.
eaten
The
by a
party
swarm of-
didn't. They saved him. I snuck off.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you were running away.
I was
and that's
in
the only
knowledge
time
hunting
that's ever
mode.
happened.
You were. When she sees you, the confused look hits, but then it falls away, and she steps up to the table delicately. She's almost moving like a raptor. Her feet are just barely touching down. It's almost like ballerina step. And when she moves, she stops at the table, and she takes another long draw of this. She was here.
Uh-oh. Do we overhear that?
She's standing over your table. Yes.
Oh, great.
She?
Marian. My employee.
Your employee?
Mhm.
And you know her.
No. Nope.
God, Anju. We are familiar. Obviously, you smelled that she was at our table earlier. But she left. I think she was leaving town.
Yeah.
Did we know that Marian worked for? Okay, we did know that.
Oh yeah, we know everything.
Yes.
She's not leaving
So-
town.
We have to.
She's here. And she will come
She's-
back to you.
Perhaps I'm not. We're not her keeper, so.
Charlie leans around and he waves. Almost spirit fingers like. It's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you as well. So is that what brings you to town, to Trollenport of all places? Are you looking for your employer, or you have other business here, Sasha?
She sought me. She called to me. She
Oh.
said one of my offices had been, what did she say, Charlie?
Oh,
Stolen from ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
That we were unfortunate. Yeah, we were witness to that event.
Do you still walk with the boy, Ivan?
He's around, yes.
Is it so hard to say yes or no?
You just don't know who you can trust these days.
You don't. So I should stop trusting people.
You don't say.
When will they return?
Eventually, we are staying here this evening.
Blink begins to shift to the table, and she sees each of you looking a little confused, and she, like, triple takes. She goes, Sasha!
Oh.
I didn't know you were in town. Well, why are you in town?
Everybody knows Sasha.
Our good friend Sasha.
Well, I'm looking for my employee, Marian. Was there another woman at this table, Blink? Yes, there was. She dressed mostly in robes, and she had fine silver hair. And she says, Charlie, I never saw what she looked like. Is this the one that I hired? Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. His voice seems to trill this series of pitches. Very well. Then I'll stay with you. We have so much to catch up on. Did your memories of your boy come back? Speaking to you, Sera.
Of who?
Your boy.
I think you
that-
called him Hal.
Oh, yes, Hal. She just shrugs. Yeah, that guy.
She lowers this almost like water is slowly allowing her to lower to the chair, and her hair sort of flows up around her with this unnatural gait to it. You know, I viewed those memories.
Oh, it's a little personal there.
Ew.
It's surprising to me how much you wanted to forget. I don't think I would want to forget those things.
Andre like spits out his coffee.
Did I want to forget?
You asked me to take them. You said they were dealing with complications, matters of the heart.
I feel I can't fully remember what happened, but I feel I was backed into something I didn't quite understand what I was agreeing to, Sasha.
Mm.
You took something from me with a play on words.
Oh, that was right around when you. Yeah. Because I don't think we know about that.
Yeah,
we just
I
know
don't
that
think
we just know that
you
you
could-
suddenly stopped giving a shit about him.
Precisely, yes.
Like, Anju's putting the pieces together. Like, oh,
You said that it was too challenging, that you were faced with some difficult issues, and you couldn't see through it as easily as you'd wished. I said that I could fix this for you, that I could take
Sweet.
this problem.
So you took my memories of this person.
Just
that going around.
Just the love that you had.
The love that I had for this person. Oh, man.
Or should I say the lust?
Are you saying you took... And I don't know if Sera is fully comprehending it till now. You took my love from me.
I took the love of Hal, the confusion
That's-
of it, because you
not-
had someone else you were thinking about.
It
What's-
wasn't yours to take.
I didn't take it from you without you asking. You asked. I said I could make this problem not a problem, and that you could love your new toy. What's his name? He must be something special, if you were so freely giving of this Hal.
You see, like, Sera getting increasingly angry at this conversation and almost like her arm beginning to fire up a little bit.
Sure. You see embers. Some of the love letters begin to spurn upward and char in front of her. And then she
I don't
takes
know
notice of your arm. Wow. That's beautiful.
Yes, something I reclaimed, like many things that I should be reclaiming.
So she's awake then. The Fury. I recognize her call sign
Anju's
anywhere.
just perpetually just sipping, and not a word to say about any of this.
You seem to be quite astute, Mistress Sasha.
Can I show you something?
Aren't we all smitten by this woman?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can show us anything.
Go ahead.
Charlie. When she says that, ma'am,
Oh God, I forgot you were here.
God.
please entertain this one. And she points to Anju. And she starts to lean into the table. She places her hands down, and her fingers seem to slide in this seductive and sensual way across the table, almost as if she's feeling a partner or a lover. But she leans her body in, and as her bosoms smash against the lip of the table, you see something that is more than unnerving. You didn't expect it. The words you hear from behind you. She says, I'm older than you would ever guess. And when she looks in the direction of Anju, her face ripples into showing this almost serpentine-like nature. And her left eye turns to follow you. And you see the eye of a red dragon. Her hair
Oh,
whips down her back, performatively mimicking scales. And the dress flows out like loose skin of wings. And it's gone in an instant. I know a great many things.
so how have you been, Charlie?
Up and down. The way I like it.
So you have your skin. That's good.
It took a long time to heal, yes, but I'm perfect the way that I am.
Anju like pours him a cup of like sympathy coffee. Sorry, you can get back to the interesting stuff. I just thought it was funny that I'm just like sitting there.
So what is it, Sasha, that you're looking to tell?
Tell. I simply came out this way to relieve the stress from my employee, and inform her of the debt that she has acquired. But I presume she is already aware.
Is this all still private?
No.
Okay.
She just leaned back up off the table, and her face returns to that almost pristine portrait of serenity, this perfection in human-like form.
Well, Anju's concerned with just making sure that, like, I don't know, the level of trouble that Marian is in, like if it's copacetic or not, like how she just said she's just here to like touch base and inform of the debt.
You don't know exactly what this entails. You
Can I
do
sense
know.
motive at all?
Oh, you could try.
Yeah. I forgot she's like super powerful.
She's very strong.
Yeah.
She's one of the few incredibly strong NPCs that you may ever encounter. But she likes dealing with people. Let's see what you got here, sense motive wise.
Yeah, let's do it. 27.
Beyond the immediate allure, you are struggling to find your way through the reel. It's like you were caught in a trap. And it's so challenging to see it for what it is, but she doesn't seem like she's lying. Everything seems to be honeyed. Everything is way too sweet for what it is. It's almost sickly sweet. But you can't turn away.
I feel like being as charmed by her as we are, and out of concern for Marian, I feel like, I don't know, she got wrapped up with us sort of, I don't know, I feel partially responsible, you know, for
Well,
what
she's
happened.
gone with you for a reason. How did she find you?
Our paths crossed in town. And we decided to stick together.
Well, I can't wait to hear the entire story. I'm sure Ivan will have plenty to say. Until then, I'll stay with you because I know that she's not leaving.
How does one get back what was taken from them from you?
I suppose you must buy it. But I won't ask for much. You did give it to me free. Willing, of course. I wouldn't ask for much. There is something foul here. Something that smells old here. I'll be staying.
Something that smells old and foul. That could be a few things.
Could be. While you pontificate.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie will make sure to grab everybody fresh drinks, and they do not leave. They will follow you until you find the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Well, guess we're sticking around here then.
Blink says, "That's fine. That's fine. Not a problem." Sasha, is there anything else I can get for you? Just no, Blink. I'm fine. There's this unnatural huskiness that stays on Sasha's voice every time. It's almost like a whisper, and it constantly feels as if it's on the back of your neck, just below the ear. You still haven't quite figured it out or placed it, but it's there. And her camera turns. This time again. Looking back to the three of you, was there any conversation before you made your way to the stable? Any additional conversation?
I don't think so.
Okay,
We were on a mission.
Yeah.
got it. Then you return to the stable, where you were told not more than an hour ago that your horses would be tended to on the top level by the stable master himself, that they would each have their own personal stewards, and that steward would be controlled by him specifically. You were met with familiarities. They weren't expecting you back so quick. You did overpay, and you see just fine. They guide you up to where your horses are. No issues whatsoever. When you rise to the top floor, you see that there's sort of like a master suite for like the prime horses. And Stewart is taken care of. He's already been fresh brushed. His hooves have been cleaned. He has a large like bed of oats that he can dine from. A variety of things. He's honestly pretty spoiled in comparison to many of the other horses that are even on this level.
Dewey!
You hear the braying again when the head kind of comes up. You can just see the ears clip over the top. And that's when you hear Gunny. He chimes in.
Ivan? That was
Yo!
fast. Did you find the vampire that fast?
No. We're here for something. We need the thing with the king seal so that we can go and then get into a party. There's like a mass party. It's gonna be really fun. I hope you could be there. That would've been cool.
I would like to go to a masquerade party. Do they have a need for a pint-sized entertainer?
Can you do magic?
No, I cannot.
Juggle?
Then no, probably not.
One-handed juggler?
Do you tell jokes?
No, I do not.
Yeah, no, I don't think that you're gonna be much of an entertainer if you don't do entertainment.
I mean, you could, you like, throw me or something. I could be a daredevil.
Could work.
I fucking love this guy.
That could work, but I'm also going as me and not as the performer.
Well, if you can see an opportunity to put me into the plan, I'm all in on the action.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds great. Anyways, just needed to grab the thing with the king's seal so that we can prove who I am, and then we can get a meeting with Krell, and then we can get into the party, and then maybe, if we can figure it out, we'll come get Gunny.
This steward is not far. This is the stable owner himself. He looks up to you. It's not been long. I'm assuming that things are going smoothly in town then.
Yeah, no, we heard about the masquerade that's happening in a few days, and we wanted to get an invite, so I need to get the letter that has the king's seal on it so that we can prove that we're nobility, you know?
Yeah, yes. My family here at the stable, we are aware that there are a few traveling nobles that are coming in. We've actually set aside some personal stables for them.
They must be upset that they don't have this one, huh?
They were rather perturbed, to say the least.
I'll give it to them if they give me their invite, if you know what I'm saying.
Wait, it's the embassy. Are you a noble then?
Yes. Yeah, I
Wow.
don't really like going around advertising it, but...
Of course,
he
of
must
course. I
know.
understand. You're very humble. We like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my father was in the news recently, I heard.
I haven't read the today's
Richard
Gazette.
Freely. That's fine. My dad, I think his wife died or something. Not my mother, but still. Sad. Bad.
Wait, are you an heir to House Freely?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can't even fathom that much money. That's so much money. What are you going to do with it all?
I don't have it yet. Gotta wait for the dad to kick the bucket for that one, you know? I don't know. We give it away to some nice gnome that treating my horses right, you know?
Wow. That's me. I'll make sure that the horses are taken care of.
Of course. All right, let me just grab my things and then we'll be off for now. Might come back for Gunny in a little bit, but I hope he's not been too much of a bother.
He's been swell. His company is rather nice.
He's a good helping hand, though. Put him to work.
At least one.
Mm-hmm.
You find your way to Stewart?
Yeah.
Sure. as you make your way over to Stuart, do you describe what this looks like for me? You see him. He looks fantastic. He's well taken care of. It looks like most of the hair that was like, no, his hair wasn't even struck by the fire. It was dodged because of Ben's roll. Yeah. No, he looks great. He looks perfect, and almost in, I would say, in better condition than you retrieved him in.
Yeah, I'd kind of give him like a play by like he's a dog as I'm walking up.
Okay.
Be like, who's a good boy? What's up, bud?
He does this like little side hop thing where like his back leg sort of comes up, not in like a joisted kick, but in such a way that he kind of like bounces with you.
Yeah, it's like a binky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bunnies. Yeah.
He starts to walk. You hear the as he walks over to you, and he like lowers his head and tries to nuzzle bump you.
What's up, dude? I heard they're treating you right here. You made somebody mad. You made somebody mad. There's a really rich guy, and he wanted this stable for his horse, but it's taken by you.
You see
the best seat in the house.
The tail whips several times, almost like in acknowledgement. And
he take the royalest shits here, bud.
Do you he tries to bump at you. Do you like back up? Do you just kind of like bump back? What does this look like?
Yeah, if he's playing, I'm playing.
Sure. After a few moments of doing so, you get this bizarre sensation in your chest and stomach. You can't quite place it. It almost feels like you've been poisoned. You can't figure out why. You didn't eat anything strange. You didn't drink anything strange. You did have a rough run-in last night. But as it begins to spread beyond your person, you hear the voice of Keeper.
Consequences. Consider yourself punished.
And when you see Stuart bump his head into you that last time, Stuart's body twists and rolls into yours. And Ivan falls unconscious.
Did I just consume Stuart?
Bro, your bird was dead. The next animal you touch, you suck up into yourself.
But it's usually not like higher beings.
Bro.
They're not that high.
You just fucking killed your horse.
Nah, he's not dead. He's not dead.
That he lives on inside all of us.
Oh, yeah, you can turn into him now. Okay.
Ivan turns. After this happening, you guys literally witness this firsthand. And as he turns, he falls limp and collapses on the floor. His belongings, the saddle, gunny, everything else on the ground. But Ivan collapsed.
Running over, obviously. Not touching him, though. I know better than that now. Okay, so I'd run over first. Gunny, you okay? You good?
Didn't Ivan just eat the horse?
Oh.
Maybe? Is that something he normally does, Cain?
At least it wasn't Squeaks.
I think Ivan just ate his whole horse.
He has done this once before. When his animal form died, he touched the raptor, and then he could change into the raptor, but the raptor died. And he seems to have forgotten that very important piece of information when he was frolicking with Stuart.
But he seemed fine yesterday from Stuart. When I'd seen him, he hit the ground, and then he was alive.
He did touch the horse after... Maybe that thing inside of him triggered it.
So it can...
Am I allowed to talk about him? Or am I losing shit?
That's a great question. It depends. Let's find out here. Let's see if anything was said.
I said stuff.
You said stuff?
Yeah. I'll barter with that motherfucker. I'll talk to him, but
Okay, we can talk about things. We'll have to talk about them offline, but yeah, we can talk about some things.
Yeah.
I know specifically that Squid has some things that she wants for clarification as well. So let's see. Might have missed this one. It's 2 words. I love getting the 2-word response. It's my favorite. It's perfect. Do you risk it? Do you risk talking about Keeper?
Kind of already did.
Yeah, we have shared.
I think I would have just said that out loud because fuck that guy. He hasn't done anything to me yet.
That's fair.
Except for some flashy shit.
Except for some flashy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're holding Ivan then. This is my guess right now is you're just holding Ivan.
Marian said she wasn't going to touch him, and
You're not. Okay, he's just there.
And I was going to tell Marian that I kind of want to just leave him here.
We can't.
But we can't.
No, we kind of need him because he is the freely...
I used to be the biggest problem in this group, and now it's this one. And then you've put us in serious debt. Everything's burning all around us.
Okay, I put myself in debt by saving you guys from House Thorani, and I feel like that's like looked over a lot.
I was fine.
Okay, the others,
The gnome raises his hand. I'm going to go downstairs.
You're going to need to clean up this horse corpse.
I don't want to hear more.
Cost us extra?
I don't want to hear more. No. And he just starts walking down the stairs.
So high above his pay grade.
Can I?
In his head.
I don't want to touch Ivan, so can I use Drench and see if that wakes him up?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'll drench him as well. Double drench.
just rains
Classic
brings it upon him
drench without
immediately.
warning.
Fucking waterboarded.
Yeah, you are in fact. You do. You get hit with twice over just sheets of water just smash down upon your face. You hear some of the whinnies down below because it's raining down into the lower levels. Some guard says a few like levels down, like, what the hell's was that? Like as water hits him as well. You can hear it. Ivan, you begin to stir a little bit. And as you awaken, you glance around and you don't see Stuart. You see your allies. But you have a distinct loss.
What did I do?
Your horse you've done something to your horse, Ivan.
I'll kind of like look inward to see if I can feel him.
Stuart?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do. It's the strongest sense of personality there now.
Is he happy?
You talk to him.
There's confusion. What you don't get to communicate as much as you get to sort of like, it's an empathic feel. You see sort of what he's feeling, and there's confusion because...
Can he feel what I'm feeling?
Yes, he's seeing through your eyes.
Right. Well, buddy, could be worse. Kind of missed having you around these last couple of days. I'm sorry that it has to be this way, but it's the curse I bear. I'm gonna get you out of here if it's the last thing I do. And if you want to go and spend the rest of your days at this stable, I'll pay for it. But I would always love to have you at my side.
There is still a lot of fear and confusion, but you get this tiny tinge of hope. This very, very small tinge of hope. And
I got a Pokemon now.
I mean, sort of in your own kind of way, yeah. But then you get that feel as you explain that, and you feel the hope, right? It sort of resonates from within you as you're feeling and witnessing what's happening. That's when you start to realize that he says consequences, my friend.
I had to take something that you abused
I didn't abuse him. I protected him. Was willing to give my life for him. Still am.
I don't mean that kind of abuse. You leaned too far into something that you should have probably worried about getting rid of in the first place. Again, these things can be fixed. Convince the others to accept the pact, and I'll give you what I took away. But until that moment, this war beast that you find yourself frequently turning into is mine.
It's at the
So
moment
he's
that
swapping this out for the toad.
you realize that he removed the war toad.
Yeah, no, the bird's not dead. He almost died, but the bird's not dead. Yeah. I transformed back at the last second. I took the hit.
Yes. That was part of your devil's bargain. You guys hear him. You see him. He's having this conversation out loud, but also with himself. You realize that he's talking to the thing that lurks inside of him.
I can't believe after watching me suffer with a voice inside of me for so long. And then I'm just going to stop talking right there.
I really admire the way you just talk to yourself with not talking to anyone in return in particular at all at any time. It's a really great trait. Always charismatic. Should we go maybe and try to You
We
good?
should probably... Yes, let's go take this back to the gate and see if they'll let us in.
He's not dead.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, buddy.
Sorry. Out of character. Are you okay?
No. But we have a job to do.
Okay. Okay.
You pick yourself up. And it lingers there for a moment.
Prestidigitation! You're dry, but not really.
You collect the seal. This is a stipend. It is an extension of income, but yes, it does in fact have all of the information that you might need to prove that the king approves of whatever it is that you're doing, so long as someone doesn't look at the fine print, or at least too close. But you take it back. You push this in front of the gnomes. They see the information. They do the hewn up, hewn down several times before inevitably someone exits the building, walks the 30 yards. The gate shifts, they slide through, and then it closes tightly behind him. He collects the information, begins to read over this. And then he pulls open what looks to be a notebook. It's this vellum series notebook where above board, it's a calendar. Very well. You wish to see Miss Krell?
Yep.
I wish that I could give you more time, but this document is typically only to be used at a bank here. However, it does have the king's seal, and she can extend 15 minutes to you and yours.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank
You've been a
you.
great deal of help.
Is
When shall we see her?
the next and only available would be tomorrow at first light.
We'll be there. First light.
Very good. Find yourself at the House Orion way stage, and do not be late.
We'll be early.
House Orion, way stage.
He nods. He doesn't say anything else. He looks to the guards, nods. The guard seems to slide open the door. He enters, turns back around, waits for the door to be sealed, and then walks the 30 yards back to the embassy.
Just like that. Look at us go. No, not a fault in our stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll
That's-
try tomorrow.
That's thinking positive.
Yeah.
Thank you, fine guards, for relaying the information for us.
The guards say nothing. They return to their stoic sentinel-like stance and wait for anything to put pressure upon them. As you begin to walk away, trying to meander back to the Leaky Quill, you realize that the man kept the document. The seal of the king.
Motherfucker. Can't be doing that, motherfucker.
You have an opportunity at getting it back, obviously, but it's something that you will have to bring up to Krell. If you fail to do so, politics and red tape, it might just fall through the cracks. You head back to the Leaky Quill, or are you going elsewhere?
Go meet up with our adventuring party.
Sure enough. Makes sense. You do just that. As you re-arrive at said location, it's not too challenging to find them. They haven't moved. There's been no budge whatsoever. You do overhear some gnomes that have exited the place. They seem to be rather upset. It said that they paid for weeks in advance. Weeks! Someone says, I've been here all month. But Blink waves her hands. I don't care, boys. I get final say. Take it elsewhere. And she doles money back out to each of them. And she sees you, and her eyes go up. Lips purse very tightly. Well, eye goes up. She doesn't say anything, but she motions to behind her. Do you enter into the Leaky Quill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Imagine we're sitting with her, with Sasha looking quite comfortable.
Yes. Yes, I would imagine so. She's not saying much. However, when the door opens, her head turns, and you see a grin turn up at the corner of her mouth, peering to each of you. And Charlie says, That's Marian. That's Marian, Sasha. And you can hear Charlie's voice. You remember this was the voice of the man that hired you. This was the voice at the end of the stone of sending.
Charlie, my favorite regional manager. How are we doing?
He goes to say something, but
For
Sasha
you,
stands. And as Sasha stands, he retreats, almost recoils. And she walks to you and she greets you. You must be Marian.
And you must be my boss.
I am.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, Sasha.
Ivan, you seem ill.
Yeah.
She starts this almost uncharacteristic revulsion. Her brow tightens across her face, and you notice that her nostrils begin to sort of like widen and elongate, almost unnaturally so, folding across her face, serpentine. Just there is something foul here.
Yes, there is.
Marian, you feel heat emanating from her body, like the glow of fire.
Oh. I'm gonna take a little small step back and be like, Sasha, you're really heating up the place, aren't you?
She takes a small sniff of you, and you can see that she's not. There's no way to miss this. She is not human. What is happening to her face? It's this twisting and contorting, and she's doing everything that she can. Ivan, you can see that across her body, she's slowly beginning to change. The cloth that was tattered that makes this beautiful dress that seems to dawn over her body, holding only the places that are important to not only just anatomy, but to the wandering and curious eye. They begin to tighten across her body, forming almost scales. The patrons of the establishment immediately put their head down. They cover up everything they have. It's very clear that this may not be the first time that they've experienced this. Anju, you can see that Charlie drops to a knee, and he brings his head as close to his knee as he possibly can without his tummy getting in the way. Sasha's arms raise, and the dress extends in this almost bat-like pattern before you realize it's draconic. She says again, but this time,
I need to know. What smells so foul? What on you? Why do you smell this way, Ivan?
I'll say inside my head. Care to introduce yourself?
For the first time, I'd rather be kind of quiet. I didn't know you had these kinds of friends, Ivan. She managed to dot herself away from your memory. I didn't know you kept these kind of friends.
Well, then maybe I have a little bit of a bargaining chip after all.
You think you have a leg to stand on? Good luck getting out of this alive. You can soar with dragons, boy.
and we'll call tonight's session right there.
Gonna hit on that dragon.
And Anju was also there. That's how I felt. That's how I felt about tonight's session.
You consort with
Goddamn.
dragons. You've got a stank about you that she does not particularly like.
He literally wants to go kill Tiamat.
He's so secretive.
He is, yes.
He wants to kill Tiamat, but he's not scared, or he's all of a sudden scared of Sasha.
There's a lot of other insights and details there, and it's not so much a fear as much as it's a preparation. It's a matter of preparation. Wasn't expecting to find Sasha, that's for sure. So, before everybody begins questioning what that might actually mean, I know a few of you have some questions about your pact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna message you immediately after this in regards to what your pact might mean.
Okay.
It's not anything you have to dwell on. If you want to talk about it, you can, but that's fine. But for now, we'll call tonight's session here, and I will set everyone free. Feel free to say as much as you like or as little as you like about yourselves. We'll start with Marian. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
The name's Squidinkidink, and I stream a decent amount. I'm actually live basically most of the next 3 days doing a roguelite roulette thing with a bunch of new games I haven't done before, and I'm very excited about it. So come hang out and watch me fail. There's a giveaway if I lose. So
My backseat.
yeah. I am actually playing Binding of Isaac for the first time, allegedly. So if we land on it, well, if we land on it,
Love that.
there's a couple wheels. Okay, I've got a little spice going for it.
Just prepare to be judged. The judgment
I
comes
just-
on. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm helpful.
Yeah, no, I like the third time he
Just
watched me
turns
play,
in.
he was like, I can tell you're getting better. I was like, oh shit, yeah, how, why? He goes, because I'm not pissed at you when I watch you play anymore. I was like, oh, that's,
Average backseat
That's
gamer
cool.
Cobalt.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That's
so funny.
yeah.
I'm
You're doing
known
it
for
wrong.
making
At
people
least I'm
angry.
honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're grateful for that. Yeah, true. We're gonna go to Sera. Tracy, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy, aka Miss Magitech, aka MagiRPG. You can find me at twitch.tv/MagiRPG, where I play tabletop games with my friends. We do currently run a Scum and Villainy game on Tuesdays. I play in a Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory game on Fridays, and we do lots of other stuff too. So that's where you can find me.
Perf. Cain Carpenter, one CobaltStreak. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
I'm taking care of my kid because mommy is sick for the past 5 days with the flu. So as soon as she feels better, I will be online. I'm going to try to be online after he goes to bed and just, bite the bullet and do like a halfy stream just because I haven't been able to. But yeah, normally I stream every day at 5 p.m. We play roguelikes. We're doing a Binding of Isaac Dead God speedrun. Trying to PB on that, and then trying to finish up some games on the side. Yeah, come hang out,
Perfect.
watch some roguelikes.
Ivan Freely, One Frost. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Yo, I am going to not plug myself, and instead I'm going to plug my fiance and I stream. We run a bunny rescue. It's at twitch.tv/AugustBuns. All you got to do is leave it open 24/7 and let it run ads, and it generates 100% of the revenue for the bunny rescue, and you also get to see cute bunnies. But I'm announcing that tonight we have officially taken the first bunny of the rescue. It was just our one bunny originally that we owned before the rescue started. But we just got word that we will be getting a one-eyed bunny
Let's go.
tomorrow.
That's sick.
Aw.
That's super cool.
So go watch the stream, and you will help pay for its
Name the bunny, Blink.
inoculation. It's the thing where they remove your eye. He's gonna have an eye patch.
That would be
you
twitch.tv
can
/AugustBuns. Go check it out, guys.
Leave it open.
And
Followed.
that leaves Anju. Anju, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, Ben?
Hi, I am BenBriggs. I am a musician and producer and singer-songwriter by trade. I also run a little company called Tiny Waves. We do events. If you happen to be in Central Florida this Saturday, we're doing bringing back our cosplay rave event. We're doing Cos Rave Magical Matsuri. It's magical girl themed. And we also run an event called K-Pop Rave. If you're going to be in Atlanta the following weekend, I'm going to be DJing a K-pop set for the first time.
What weekend?
So, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, I believe.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah, it's on the K-pop Rave Instagram if you want to know
Okay.
when it is. But what are you coming through?
I love K-pop. I'm going to be in Atlanta twice this year, but not that weekend. Sadly.
Oh, I see.
Feels
Well,
bad.
K-pop Rave gets around. We go.
All right. All right.
So
Noted.
check out the Instagram. Anyway, I also stream twitch.tv/benbriggslive. We just try to keep it real. I stream when I can. I do a lot of random stuff, and I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. Sub to Bub.
Thanks. I don't have a lot to say. I'm Bub. I play pretend, and I make voices loud. Hit the follow button. Maybe you like the place. That's it. Go follow all the others, though, because they're dope. They're fun to watch. Even if I can't really be active all the time there, I like